Good morning, great people. Mr. New Love is here again. How are you? Don't forget to subscribe, okay? It will motivate me to continue to do more. The other series on series 2, we were looking at differentiation from the first principle. We did the one with a constant, like this one, where it becomes 0. And this is where we reached, where you have a variable like x. Let's see how we are going to do. Our issue is the f of x plus h. Now, they've given us this question. They want us to differentiate f of x is equals to 2x from the first principle. How are you going to do that? First, we need to get the value for x plus h. Remember, this is the domain. Here, our domain is what? X. So it's equals to 2 times the domain. Are we together? Now this time x plus h is the domain. So it's also going to be equals to 2 times the domain. You see the first one, the domain is x. So it's 2 times the domain. So this time our domain is x plus h. So it's going to be 2 times, the brackets means times. So 2 times the domain. So what do? We multiply. So 2 times x will give you 2x plus 2 times h is going to give you 2h. Now this formula, as I told you earlier on, it will be given to us. So you write the formula from the formula sheet. So now we are going to substitute. What is our fx plus h? Our fx plus h is 2x plus 2h. So this is it, 2x plus 2h. Then minus f of x. What is our f of x? 2x. So this is our 2x over h. So we have our over h. So as h approaches 0, we are going to have this over h. Then if you check, 2x minus 2x will be 0 to go away. So it's going to remain 2h over h. And the h will cancel. So we are going to have 2. The answer is what? 2. Good. Let's move on to the next one. Can we do this one? Let's try this. Let me just give you a few minutes. Try. You can just pause and try. Do it before you move on to the next. Alright? Okay, just a few minutes. Okay, let's move on. I hope you have tried, you have paused the video to try it before you check the answer. Okay, let's continue. Now, check with your answers. They want us to find the first derivative from the first principle, that is f of x is equals to 3x. How are you going to do it? Here our domain is x, so 3 times the domain. So this time our domain is x plus h, so it's going to be 3 times the domain. So 3 times x plus 3 times h. You write the formula. After writing the formula, what are we going to have? We are going to have this one, and this is going to cancel. There's no need for you to even bring this one to cancel, né? Because 3x minus 3x is going to be 0. So we are going to have 3h to remain with only this 3h. The other will go away. So it's going to remain with only 3h, which is that one. So 3x minus 3x is going to be 0. So we are going to have 3h over h. And the h will cancel to give us 3. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This time we have a situation where you have x squared. So they want us to find from the first principle f of x is equals to x squared. What does it mean? It means this f of x, the x is the domain, so it's the domain squared. This time our domain is x plus h, so it's going to be the domain, which is x plus h squared. So how are you going to expand this? We learned this one in grade 10. To expand this, this is the same as this one. This, let's copy this one here, times the same, and it's going to give us this one. Okay, so here what are we going to have? X times x will give us x squared. X times h will give us xh. H times x will give us xh, so it's going to give us 2xh. Then h times h will give us h squared. So we are going to have this one. So our fx plus h is going to give us this. Then you substitute into this. So x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus f of x. What is our f of x? X squared. So x squared minus x squared will go away, and we are going to have 2xh plus h squared. Now I can factorize h out, so I'm going to get 2x plus h over h. This h will cancel, and we are going to have 2x. So the answer for that is what? 2x. Okay, let's look at this one also. We have 2x squared minus 1. So this one means 2 times the domain squared minus 1. So this time our domain is x plus h. So we are going to have 2 times the domain squared minus 1. So if I expand this one, I'm going to get this. If I haven't problem with the expansion of this, just inbox me. Okay. Then what are we going to do from here? We are going to substitute f of x plus h, which is this one. So that gives us this. Put it in bracket, minus x, f of x, which is x, 2x squared minus 1. Put it in brackets, which is this one. Then if I expand, I'm going to have this. Remember, this minus 2x is going to be minus 2x. Minus 1 will give you plus 1. So you have your 2x squared minus 2x squared to be 0. Minus 1 plus 1 will be 0. So we are going to have 4xh plus 2h squared. Then if I factorize h out, I'm going to get 4x plus 2h over h. H will cancel. It's going to remain 4x plus 2h. But as h approaches 0, this h will be 0. So it's going to be 2 times 0, which is 0. So it's going to remain 4x. Okay. Let's try this one also. Let's try this. Now we have our domain to be x, so it's 2 times x, 2 times the domain to the power 3. So here our domain is x plus h, so 2 times the domain to the power 3. So this is going to give us 2 times our domain, then x plus h squared. So x plus h squared in our previous, we know is going to give us this one. So if I expand all this, I'm going to get this. Okay,